precious soul, pause and listen. Heaven has orchestrated your arrival to this very message not by accident, but by divine assignment. Archangel Gabriel draws close to you right now, with a truth wrapped in light and whispered through the wind. Of your spirit. A spiritual test is unfolding around you, and though it may seem quiet, the heavens are watching it closely. This is not a trial of punishment. It is a gate of purification. You are not being broken. You are being unveiled. There is someone near you, someone whose soul once walked beside you in silence, in comfort, in familiar rhythm. But their energy has shifted. The way they speak your name when you're not there. The way they watch you rise and cannot hide the tension behind their eyes. Heaven has seen it. Archangel Gabriel has heard what you were never meant to hear. The tone, the silence, the hesitations. You have not imagined it. And now, your spirit is being invited to witness the truth. You are being tested not just in your patience, but in your discernment. Not in your reaction, but in your restraint. Not in how loud you speak, but in how deeply you listen. Gabriel says, the energy surrounding you is no longer yours to hold. And what is fading is not a loss, but a revelation. Stay with me. There is something stirring just beneath the surface of your everyday life. That tightness in your chest. That tension in conversations that used to feel easy. That lingering feeling that someone is no longer truly with you, even when they sit across from you. Heaven is not punishing you with this awareness. Heaven is preparing you. Someone close to you is failing their spiritual test. Not because you wished it so, but because their comfort began to outweigh their conviction. They were called to support you, to bless you, to walk beside your purpose. But as your spirit began to elevate, their energy began to retreat. They did not fall away by chance. They fell because your light revealed the shadows they refused to face. Gabriel speaks softly, yet clearly. My child, let the masks fall gently. Do not chase. Do not strive. This test is not about what they choose. It is about what you now see. And what you see cannot be unseen. You have begun to notice how your silence is misread, how your humility is mistaken for weakness, how your boundaries are interpreted as betrayal. But the truth is, your stillness is your sword, your restraint is your roar, and your spiritual clarity is a thunder that no one can silence. Type, I receive divine clarity, in the comments if your soul knows this message is yours. Let heaven know you are listening. There is a quiet shift occurring. And though the earth beneath your feet may still feel familiar, the path before you is being rerouted by divine hands. You are stepping into a new season, one that cannot carry the weight of old expectations, one that refuses to dress betrayal in the costume of loyalty. Gabriel says, this is your awakening, beloved. And someone is revealing themselves not through conflict, but through their distance. Pay attention to what begins to feel uncomfortable, to who grows silent when you speak in truth, to who shows up when the applause ends. This test is not to show you who you are. Heaven already knows. It is to show you who is not coming with you. You are not being petty. You are not being dramatic. You are being awakened. And once you awaken, you cannot go back to sleep. This is the moment when the veils lift, when familiar smiles start to tremble, when loyalty is measured not by words, but by silent actions. Gabriel reminds you, heaven is not asking you to react. It is asking you to recognize. Comment, I choose recognition over reaction. If your heart feels that quiet ache of knowing, there is someone you once leaned on, someone you still wish could rise with you. But heaven is gently pulling you forward and placing you into alignment. What they cannot carry, you must now release. Their spirit has hesitated as yours expanded, and the spiritual contract you once shared has shifted. Beloved one, this is not punishment. This is purification. You are not losing them. Heaven is lifting them away so that the path before you may be cleared, so that the blessings waiting to be poured into your hands do not get tangled in the confusion of divided loyalty. You are walking into your miracle, and only those who can see it without jealousy, without resistance, without manipulation, are meant to be beside you. Heaven is filtering your circle. Gabriel says, "Let it happen." Do not mourn what heaven is removing. Bless it, release it, and rise. Your elevation is not comfortable for everyone, but it is necessary for you. The ones who could only love your brokenness may not know how to stand beside your wholeness. The ones who applauded your pain may not celebrate your progress, and that is not your burden to carry. That is their soul's work to do. Say it now in the comments. I release what no longer serves my light. Archangel Gabriel leans near and whispers again, "This is not a season for explanations. This is a time for separation." Heaven is not asking you to fight. It is not asking you to prove anything. It is asking you to trust the silence, to trust the space, to trust that what is falling away is not falling apart. It is falling into divine order. You are not alone in this. Even now, angels are gathering around you, protecting the fragile seed of your next season, shielding the birth of a destiny too holy for divided energy. You may feel isolated. You may feel misunderstood. But heaven understands. Heaven sees. Heaven rewards. If you feel the stirrings of this truth, type, "I trust the silence" in the comments. Let heaven know your spirit is ready. This moment is sacred. Gabriel says, do not rush past this discomfort. Sit in it. Let it teach you what flattery hides. Let it reveal what smiles have disguised. You are not overreacting. You are awakening. And now, beloved soul, you stand at the edge of something holy. What comes next is not a collapse, but a coronation. You are not being dismissed. You are being prepared. And those who fail to rise with you have made their choice. Do not lower your vibration to reach for them. Lift your eyes, lift your heart, and step into your appointed future. Heaven sings over you. This is the beginning of your breakthrough, and you did not arrive here by chance. Say it now with full faith. I am ready to walk in my divine promise. If you feel this message vibrating in your spirit, stay. This is only the beginning. Your next chapter begins with clarity. Your miracle begins with release. Your elevation begins now. Type Amen. If your breakthrough has already begun, precious soul, do not rush away. Heaven is not done speaking to you yet. What you felt in your spirit during the last moment was not a coincidence. It was confirmation. You are not imagining the distance. You are not overthinking the hesitation in their voice or the way they've grown quieter when you speak of your dreams. That ache inside of you is not confusion. It is revelation unfolding. Archangel Gabriel says, silence is the first language of truth. When words fall away, when comfort shifts into coldness, when presence becomes absence without explanation, that is when heaven begins to unveil what has long been hidden. And right now, someone close to your spirit is showing you something there. Words could never confess. You once believed their loyalty was certain. You once carried them in prayer, in promise, in patience. But now, something has shifted. You feel it in the small things. The way their eyes no longer meet yours with the same warmth. The way their encouragement grows thinner as your light grows brighter. Gabriel says, you are not being paranoid. You are being prepared. My child, what you are sensing is a quiet failure. Not a loud betrayal, not an explosion of anger, but a hesitation, a spiritual shrinking, a discomfort with your becoming. This is not because you are wrong. It is because your spirit is moving in alignment, and theirs is resisting the current. Comment. I choose alignment. If your soul feels the truth rising, heaven sees what you cannot yet name. Gabriel whispers, the person whose energy once felt like home has begun to hold back their spirit. Their admiration has grown heavy with fear. Their presence is no longer safe for your elevation. But listen closely. This is not your enemy. This is someone who has simply reached the edge of their own capacity. They were able to walk with your wounds, but not with your wisdom. They knew how to hold your hand in the darkness, but you're rising. Light unsettles what they have not yet healed, and now you are being asked to do something difficult. You are being asked to accept what heaven is showing you, not to fight it, not to fix it, but to face it with holy clarity. Say it now in the comments. I will not resist what heaven reveals. This is your test, beloved, not just to see who is for you, but to see if you are willing to let go of what no longer walks in divine rhythm with your calling. Not because they hate you, not because they betrayed you, but because they could not stay honest with their own spirit while watching yours expand. Gabriel says, this is the quiet heartbreak of spiritual elevation. Not everyone you love will choose to rise with you, and yet heaven is asking you to rise anyway. This moment is sacred. It is the dividing line between your former comfort and your coming crown. You are not here to chase what retreats. You are here to bless what once served you and continue your walk toward destiny. If this touches your heart, comment, I bless what was and release what is no longer mine. There is no need for conflict, no need for long explanations. The test is not in how you confront them. The test is in how you release them without bitterness, without guilt, without clinging to what heaven is gently pulling away. Gabriel whispers, let your silence speak what your words cannot. You are not losing love. You are learning to love from a higher place. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. What once was nurturing has become limiting, and heaven cannot allow what constrains you to walk beside what must elevate you. You must choose clarity over closeness. You must choose truth over tradition. You must choose destiny over comfort. Type, I choose my destiny in the comments if you are ready to rise. Even now, the heavens are rearranging your path. Every conversation that felt unfinished is being sealed in divine order. Every unanswered question is being swallowed by divine wisdom. What they will not say, heaven will reveal. Listen for the signs. Gabriel says, pay attention to what no longer feels like peace. Pay attention to what no longer feels like truth. This is not rejection. This is redirection. You are not being cast out. You are being called up. And yes, it hurts. Of course it hurts. The soul does not easily release what it once held close. But this pain is not the end. It is the key. The fire does not destroy the chosen. It purifies. Comment, I trust the purification. If you are walking through this fire, what you feel now is holy discontent. A sacred tension pulling you from what is good into what is divine. You are not meant to settle where your spirit cannot soar. You are not created to shrink to fit what once embraced you. Archangel Gabriel is with you in this. You are not walking alone. Your tears are seen. Your ache is recorded. And your surrender is building something unseen in heavenly places. If your heart is breaking in silence, know this. The silence is your signal. It is not emptiness. It is sacred transition. Heaven is speaking not in thunder, but in stillness. And if you listen closely, you will hear Gabriel whispering, let them go. Let yourself grow. Say it aloud. I will not fear the release. This is your moment. This is your hour of recognition. Someone you love has stopped choosing your journey, but heaven is still choosing you, and that is enough. You are still covered. You are still called. You are still crowned. The test is passing, and you are being found faithful. Stay in this presence. Stay in this moment. Do not rush to explain. What is shifting? Let heaven finish what it started. Archangel Gabriel leans near and says, their failure is not your fault. Their fading is not your doing. Their silence is not your burden. What you are feeling is the end of a spiritual contract, and its expiration is opening space for a covenant far greater than what was. Type Amen if you feel your spirit coming into agreement. This is the threshold. This is the passage. The next few hours may feel uncertain, but clarity is being born in your surrender. Let the words fall away. Let the need to fix dissolve. Let the ache remain only long enough to teach you. Then let peace settle in its place. Say it now, if this is your truth. I let peace replace pain. Gabriel reminds you, when someone cannot honor your light, heaven removes them from its path, not to punish them, but to protect you. You are not hard to love. You are hard to manipulate. You are not difficult. You are different. And that difference is divine. You were not created to beg for loyalty. You were anointed to walk in favor. So rise, beloved. Rise in quiet confidence. Rise in peaceful authority. Rise in divine trust, because heaven is writing a new chapter with your name on it. And no one who feared your light will be allowed to edit its pages. If your soul is ready, type, I receive my next chapter, in the comments. Heaven sees you. Gabriel surrounds you. And what comes next will require your full attention, your full surrender, your full faith. This is the hour of clarity. This is the moment of separation. And you, precious one, have been chosen for both. Beloved soul, stay right here. Do not scroll past this moment. Something sacred is happening in the silence. What feels like confusion is clarity being birthed. What feels like loss is heaven's hand removing what can no longer walk beside your calling. Archangel Gabriel has not turned away. He has drawn even closer. Right now, your spirit is standing in a delicate tension between what you hoped for and what heaven is revealing, between who you thought would stay and who is slowly slipping into spiritual silence. Do not rush to hold on. Gabriel says, not everything that feels familiar is meant for your future. This discomfort you feel is a divine announcement. It is not chaos. It is calibration. Your soul is being fine-tuned. And though your heart may ache, heaven is singing over you with precision and purpose. You are not being abandoned. You are being aligned. Type, I trust divine alignment. If your spirit is bearing witness to this word, someone close to you is no longer choosing the light they once admired in you. They see your growth as distance. They feel your transformation as separation. Not because you changed your heart, but because your elevation disrupted their expectation. You did not ask to rise alone, but now you are rising anyway. Gabriel whispers, you are not the one who drifted. You are the one who obeyed. Your obedience is what's making the difference. Your peace is what's creating pressure. Your silence is what's unmasking hidden motives. The shift you feel around them is not imagined. It is heaven revealing hearts. Comment, I trust heaven's filter if you know the shift is real. Beloved, you do not need to explain why your spirit feels uneasy around them. You do not need to justify why their words no longer feel sincere. What they refuse to say is being revealed through their absence, through their hesitation, through their energy. Heaven is not asking you to analyze it. Heaven is asking you to accept it. You have been loyal to people who have outgrown their role in your journey. You have extended grace to hearts that cannot carry the weight of your favor. And now Gabriel says, your circle is being refined, not by your hands, but by the hands of heaven. This is not betrayal. This is breakthrough. Say it now if you believe it. This is not betrayal. This is breakthrough. Someone you thought would be there for every chapter is only written in your story for a season. Their presence was provision, but not permanence. Their voice was familiar, but not faithful to your future. Gabriel wants you to understand their silence is not a void. It is space being made for something greater. That you are not losing safety. You are gaining vision. You are not losing support. You are receiving revelation. You are not being pushed out. You are being lifted higher. Type, I receive heavenly perspective. If this is unlocking something deep inside of you. There is a reason why their spirit is unsettled. There is a reason why they cannot look you in the eye. They see your growth. They sense your glow. They feel your anointing. And instead of celebrating, they are retreating. Not because you did something wrong, but because you are becoming what they secretly feared they could not follow. Gabriel says, you are not meant to shrink to keep their comfort. You are meant to rise and become the evidence of God's hand. You were never called to carry everyone. You were never asked to convince those who refuse to see. What is falling away is not yours to chase. Let heaven have the final say. And heaven is saying, release them. Comment, I release who resists. My light, if you feel heaven confirming this within you, this is your season of spiritual maturity. The ache you feel is not punishment. It is the expansion of your soul. You are growing in places they have refused to plant. You are walking roads they were afraid to begin. You are answering a call they no longer hear. And that is not a reason to hate them. It is a reason to honor heaven's clarity. Gabriel says, do not dishonor what is being removed. You do not need to make it messy. You do not need to create distance with bitterness. You need only to walk forward with peace. Let them go without resentment. Let them go without argument. Let them go without reliving every memory. Because what God is building in you cannot be shared with those who tremble at your blessing. Say it now. I choose peace over pain. Even now, angels are surrounding you. Your name is being spoken in heavenly places. You are being reassigned. A new level of responsibility is forming in the spiritual realm. And heaven is very careful about who will stand beside it. Gabriel says, you are not just walking into blessing. You are walking into legacy. Your steps are becoming prophetic. Your words are becoming sacred. Your decisions are becoming seeds. And heaven is placing divine boundaries around your destiny. Type, I walk in prophetic peace. If you receive this, what you feel is real. What you're sensing is sacred. Your discernment is not overthinking. It is spiritual awareness, awakening. Inside of you, this is not paranoia. This is prophecy unfolding in real time. You are being asked to trust your spirit, even when your heart still wants to believe the best. Gabriel whispers, they had the choice to walk with you, but their comfort chose the past, and your spirit chose the future. This is the dividing line. This is the test, not just of their soul, but of your willingness to walk away from what no longer agrees with your elevation. You are not losing people. You are being pruned for purpose. Comment, I surrender to heaven's pruning. If this word is healing what you haven't been able to name, do not mourn what was removed by God's own hand. Do not beg for doors heaven has already locked. You are not called to carry what chose stagnation. You are called to move in sacred motion. Even if your tears fall, let them water the ground you now walk, because that very soil is where you're. Miracle will take root. Gabriel says, your next season requires holy silence. Let them wonder. Let them question. But do not lower your frequency to answer confusion. The one who watches you in silence will feel your absence before they understand your distance. Let heaven handle the revelation. You handle the release. Type, I trust the divine release. If your heart knows this is for you, beloved, you are not alone in this. Heaven stands beside you. Gabriel is guiding every quiet step, and every ounce of discomfort is being turned into discernment. You are being awakened, not just to truth, but to the authority you now carry in the Spirit. This is your spiritual alignment. This is your divine assignment. This is the cost of becoming chosen, and you are passing the test. Precious soul, take a deep breath. What you feel right now is not fear. It is clarity. You are not falling apart. You are falling into alignment. Heaven is not removing people to harm you. Heaven is refining what surrounds your spirit. Archangel Gabriel says, you are no longer allowed to be surrounded by what cannot carry your anointing. And yes, that may mean letting go of someone who once made you laugh, someone whose voice once felt like comfort, someone whose presence used to feel like home. But that home has changed. That energy has shifted. And you, beloved one, have outgrown the walls of that familiar bond. Comment, I accept the separation, if your spirit knows. This season is necessary. This is not about revenge. This is not about making them see what they lost. This is about you seeing what heaven protected. You are being elevated. And elevation requires exposure. What was hidden in silence is now loud in distance. What was soft in tone is now sharp. In absence, do not grieve what heaven has revealed. Do not mourn what can no longer sit with your miracle. Gabriel whispers, there is nothing wrong with you. You are just no longer easy to misread. Your presence now reveals intentions. Your silence now tests motives. And someone close to you has already made their choice. They are no longer walking in spiritual rhythm with your becoming. Their soul has settled. Yours is still rising. Say it now. I choose to rise even when others stand still. There is no shame in outgrowing what once felt right. There is no guilt in blessing someone from a distance. Gabriel says, some connections are holy for a time. But when time shifts, the holy must be set apart from the comfortable. What once healed you may now be holding you. What once supported you may now be stopping you. And heaven loves you too much to let your destiny be delayed by familiar hands that no longer serve your growth. Type Amen. If you trust heaven's protection, even when it feels like loss, beloved, you are not being heartless. You are being obedient. You are not walking away from them. You are walking toward your assignment. And not everyone was meant to follow you there. This is not rejection. This is preservation. This is not failure. This is fulfillment. Gabriel stands beside you, shielding your heart, guiding your steps, and silencing the noise of doubt. Your miracle cannot be birthed in divided energy. Your blessing cannot live in broken loyalties. Your peace cannot flourish in spaces where your spirit is questioned. Comment, I choose peace over proximity. If this speaks to your soul, this chapter does not require you to prove anything. It requires you to protect what heaven is building. Do not explain. Do not argue. Let your silence be your separation. Let your restraint be your authority. Gabriel says, you are not shrinking. You are being set apart. And in that setting, apart, your name is being written into new scrolls. Your journey is being rerouted with divine intelligence. Every delay is becoming direction. Every loss is becoming launch. You are stepping into favor, and what cannot follow will fade. Say it. Now, if you believe it, what fades was never meant to finish with me. Precious soul, breathe. Heaven is with you. You are not being emptied. You are being prepared. This is holy ground. Let the shift happen. Let heaven finish what it started. Type, I receive the shift, if you know. This message has found you at the right moment. Precious soul, breathe deeper now. Something is settling. In the unseen, not everything that moves is from heaven, and not every still moment is empty. Gabriel says, this stillness is not silence. It is divine confirmation. You've been walking in surrender. You've allowed heaven to remove what no longer honors your light. And now, something sacred is beginning to form around you. You may not see it yet. You may not be able to name it, but your spirit feels it. The air is shifting. The weight is lifting, and the space you once mourned is now becoming holy ground. Type, I receive divine stillness if your spirit has entered this new quiet. Beloved one, you are no longer in a place of proving. You are no longer in the season of chasing. This is not the time to explain your peace. It is time to protect it. Heaven has placed a holy perimeter around your heart, not to keep others out, but to prepare you for what's being sent in. What's ahead is not a reward for surviving. It is the next step of your becoming. The blessing forming now is not just a gift. It is an assignment. You are being trusted. You are being watched not for your noise, but for your restraint. Gabriel whispers, the gates of breakthrough open for the ones who do not rush the process. Say it now if you know this is for you. I will not rush what heaven is arranging. There are signs beginning to surface. Subtle moments, sudden clarity, a calm where confusion used to live, a peace where fear once sat. This is not coincidence. This is heaven speaking in a different language, one that can only be heard in the quiet. And you, beloved, have learned to hear it. You are no longer shaken by absence. You are no longer wounded by delay, because something deeper is anchoring you now, not a person, not a plan, but presence, divine presence. And in that presence, you are being filled. You are being rebuilt. You are being reminded you did not fail. You passed the test, and now heaven is preparing the evidence. Type amen if you believe the evidence is coming. This is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of fulfillment. Every tear you released watered this moment. Every silence you honored has opened a gate. And the ones who once doubted your stillness will soon witness your rising. Gabriel stands beside you in this quiet victory. Heaven sees you. Heaven chooses you. And heaven is sending something with your name written on it. Comment, I am ready to receive if your heart is open. Precious soul, you have come this far not by accident, not by chance, but by divine endurance. Archangel Gabriel leans near now and whispers, the test is passing. The shaking is slowing. The silence has spoken. And heaven has chosen you. You did not crumble under pressure. You did not retaliate when silence grew loud. You held your peace when chaos demanded your voice. And now what heaven promised is beginning to rise through the cracks of everything that tried to break you. Say it aloud if this is your truth. I have passed the test. Beloved, this was never about who stayed or who left. This was about who you became in the middle of the revealing. Your heart was refined. Your faith was sharpened. Your voice was claimed. And now, heaven is shifting from testing to releasing. Type, I receive what heaven is releasing if your soul feels the shift. There is no more proving, no more questioning, no more lingering in places where your spirit no longer fits. The path before you has been cleared, not by your hand, but by divine wisdom. And now the weight you carried becomes the wings you rise with. Gabriel says, elevation is not just coming. It has already begun. You are walking into rooms your name was whispered in. You are stepping into favor, prepared for seasons when you had no strength left. You are being greeted by doors that once ignored you. And all of it, every single piece, is arriving without you forcing anything. Heaven is rewarding the stillness you chose when reaction would have been easier. Heaven is crowning the obedience you carried in the silence. Heaven is honoring the surrender you offered in private. Gabriel wants you to know nothing you gave in pain will be wasted. Say it now with full belief. Heaven saw every moment. This is your miracle season. The kind of breakthrough that doesn't just change your life, but your legacy. The kind of peace that doesn't just quiet storms, but calms every inner fear. The kind of clarity that makes confusion vanish. You did not survive this just to return to what broke you. You have been marked, called, sealed. And now, heaven is giving you back more than what was lost. Comment. I believe that restoration has begun. Gabriel stands beside you. Angels have gone before you. And what was once delayed is now being delivered. You are not waiting anymore. You are receiving. Heaven's voice has spoken, and your spirit has answered. You are chosen. You are rising. You are ready. Type. Aim. If your miracle is already on its way,